Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I love the way our society is changing. And would that you don't know how much I would love to have a show where I could sit around with a bunch of Gen Zers and ask questions. And I know sometimes when you're doing a show like this, people don't think, well, that's not the demographic. I wish it was. It should be. Because I feel, and I'm not saying this gratuitously, I feel that it's more important to focus on what is the future than somebody who's set in their ways at 72 years old. I'm sorry. It's like there's nothing I can do. That's the way it is. And I find this. There's something about, I kind of like give up. I just give up on people my age. I'm serious. It's like they're stuck in a time that never was. And I wish that wasn't the truth. You know what they say? When you get older, you get wiser. Not really. Not really. Sometimes you get more intransigent. You become more possessed with this idea that I know what I'm talking about, as opposed to realizing, no, I think I should free myself from preconceived ideas and question more things. Well, here's one that's interesting. I believe that young men, well, right now the study is that, young men are flocking to Sunday Mass for faith, community, and dating. Did you know this? Catholicism is drawing in Gen Zers like you wouldn't believe. And it makes me happy to see this. It makes me happy because despite what everybody says, all these terrible jokes and slams about the Catholic Church, and Catholic schools in particular, that's a soft spot. Those were good people. That was a kind of a very good time, a very important time of my life. And I think it was very critical in making me who I was. This is the school part. As far as the church, I had no problem with this. None. And now there's the people going back to it. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because there's rigor and there are rules and there are specifics and there are doctrines and there were holy days of obligation. Remember that. A lot of rules and there was mystics and stories and it's wonderful. And I think, and that's why going back to the Charlie Kirk thing, that's why he was appealing to so many people, because young people love structure, order, discipline. They like the framework of something. It's not because it's conservative. It's not because it's old fashioned. It's because, and this is what we're seeing in a lot of things. I remember there was a time when younger people were enjoying classic rock, of which I really don't even know what that means. Why isn't that oldies? I have no idea. I think there's something to be said for that. And I'm so glad to see that people are talking about this. And the reason for it is very, very simple. Because I believe in my heart of hearts that a lot of the reasons why people, and I'm going to use this term, tend to emphasize what is traditional and conservative and old-fashioned is not because old-fashioned and traditional and conservative are better, but because it was structured. And people want it. They want finality. They want order. And they always have. And this is a part of the human experience.
This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.